Tina, so I can bawl my eyes out.
Yeah, I'm still sobbing about it.
When did Tina die?
Tina died on Halloween.
How long you been?
We had 10 great years together. I mean, that rabbit, the jackpot. I mean, spoiled rotten. Both of us, we both hit the jackpot. When I adopted Tina, they said it was a girl.
Okay.
And then 4 years later, I found out Tina was a boy. So I just kept the name Tina. So she's a big raving queen in my apartment.
And you've had, this is your third rabbit.
My third rabbit.
What is grief like for you over Tina?
It's funny because people do give me that look like, oh, like it doesn't count. They just think it's ridiculous, crazy to be sobbing over a 7-pound rabbit. You know what I mean? They just kind of roll their eyes a little bit. But it's sad because we were, he's my roommate. We lived together. I mean, I spent a lot of time at home with my rabbit, a lot. It's just two of us. He slept with me, played with him. It's like, and also, it's your responsibility. My dad used to say, that damn rabbit holds you hostage. But they do kind of hold you hostage. Most pets do, right? Your boyfriends. David found a urn for Tina like 5 years ago, maybe at a flea market or somewhere in England.
Wait, you bought an urn for
Yeah,
Tina?
I had
5
ahead of
years ago?
time.
Yeah, because I bought an urn for her last rabbit too.
Yeah.
So I'm just always on the lookout, for something that can hold rabbit ashes. So it's small, but
But I have my mother's ashes in just an old candle box.
How do you feel about ashes? Do you feel a connection to the ashes?
No, not really. No.
I bought a house on the coast of North Carolina. My mother loved it. It's where we used to go as children. We used to go on vacation. So about 4 years ago, we were all there for Thanksgiving, and we said, let's scatter Mom's ashes. My mother died in 1991, and my father brought the can down, and we were behind the house, and we were just wrecks, and I didn't expect that, but it was like touching the ashes. It was really a beautiful thing to do as a family. It was really beautiful to have done it so long after she had died as well. When she died, there was so much emotion that it just would have been sort of lost in that, but it was nice to actually touch the ashes and feel connected with her. We didn't speak, I mean, you can't shut anyone in my family up. We did not say a word.
But it was a good group thing to do together. That was what I was reacting to mostly. But the actual actions, I don't know how much it mean to me.
There were 6 of you, 6 kids in the family. Your sister Tiffany, she died by suicide in May of 2013. How was that different than the grief you felt?
One thing I found very interesting, and I've gotten a great many letters from people who have had somebody in their family kill themselves. People always want to assume that you feel guilty. And I felt no guilt over my sister's death. The tragedy wasn't her suicide, it was her mental illness. And there's nothing anyone could have done to change that. And so it's been fascinating to hear from other people who have gone through the same thing. And because, again, people just want to project this thing, and it's already bad enough, and then they're trying to project something on top of that you figure you must obviously feel like it was your fault. But I didn't feel that, and it's just a sorrow. I mean, I had a dream about Tiffany a while ago, but it wasn't. It was a Tiffany that I wished, like, if she hadn't been mentally ill, and that she had a beautiful and successful life, and it was so nice to see that Tiffany. And then when I woke up, I was sad, and I thought, well, that's not the Tiffany that existed.
She talked at you, so whenever you talked to Tiffany, you were just like wiped out after the phone call, and you were just haunted by it for days. She got a rabbit, she was trying to get rid of the rabbit, so I was telling her to get rid of the rabbit, but you just have to talk in ways like, listen, just stop talking, just listen to me right now, this is what you're gonna do. It was tough, and it just stayed with you.
My brother Carter died by suicide, and he killed himself in front of my mom. The thing that I still just can't kind of get over is just the violence of it, and it is so different than the person he was. Like, it's interesting to hear you talk about Tiffany, in that there isn't this level of kind of shock and how could this possibly have happened? You didn't have those questions.
I say my prayers every night, and I used to say all the time, there's nothing we can do for Tiffany. There's nothing. I would add that at the end of my prayer, like she was alive, and I remember saying every night, there's nothing we can do for her. I think we knew at one point this was what was going to happen. And we kind of knew that this is how it was going to end.
She tried the first time it didn't work, and then just to think about your sister taking all those pills in the saddest room you can imagine, in the saddest house on the saddest street. She left these notebooks behind. And the chaos on those pages, like if that was your mind. I was just surprised she lasted as long as she did. You know, if those were your scrambled, paranoid, desperate, furious thoughts. I mean, I've been keeping a diary forever, so this was her version of a diary. And also curious was that she capitalized the letter B, but that was all she ever capitalized.
In those diaries, those numbers.
Yeah, every B was capitalized. But for me, it was strange because she shared a house with two other people, and she had been dead for 5 days, and no one knew that she was in there dead. You know, it was really.
You went to her apartment.
I did.
To pack
My
up
friend
her
Paul
things.
Danella, we drove to Boston and cleaned out her. She had a room in this house, and I was like, wow, this was. And it looked like she cleaned it up, and she had a bloody handprint on the wall. Her artwork was hanging up. A lot of the family photographs were torn in half.
What was it like to go back?
Well, we didn't know Tiffany, so it was just like, this is where she was living, this is her stuff, these are the shoes that she wore. It's like I had no clue who she was.
She become.
Yeah.
The rest of us all bathed in our mother's love, and our mother loved Tiffany. Tiffany it looked
They were
like
a lot
my mother.
alike.
They were too much alike.
Yeah.
Really?
I think so.
And she never knew what it was like to be loved by my mother. And when our mother died, Tiffany said, you know what, I'm glad she's dead. And to me, that was the worst. The worst was my mother dying. Like, I don't know that life could ever be that awful again in the way. So I couldn't hear it. Years later, you know, I thought, well, every child, you have the same parents, but it's a different parent for every child, really. She didn't have the same mother that I had. She didn't have.
And were you both aware of that as kids? And was she aware of that as a child?
We knew that, yeah.
Yeah, she just wasn't loved. It was just like there were 6 kids and 5 nipples. You know what I mean? And one didn't have Tiffany's name written on it.
I mean, I think about it still every day.
You do.
I mean, don't you? Yeah.
Everything.
Mom,
Yeah,
dad,
yeah.
people who die, friends, animals. I remember when my mom died, I divided people up. Oh, if your parents are alive, you go stand on that side of the street because you don't know what it's like till you lose a parent. It just changes everything. And I just divided people up like that. Like, you have no idea. Really, both your parents are alive and happy? You just wait. And you're giving them what for Christmas? You're giving your mom a CD for Christmas? She's gonna die. You know? And then you're getting her that, thoughtless.
It is interesting you say that because I mean, I wonder if I sometimes feel like I'm the only one walking around thinking about them all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
I think of Tiffany every day.
Yeah.
And I say goodbye to her every day.
You do. How do you mean?
I say it out loud. But there's absolutely not a single day that I don't think of her. But again, the tragedy was, you know, somebody who doesn't take their medication, there's nothing you can do, you know, or if somebody refuses their diagnosis, or I wish, oh my goodness, like the Tiffany that I had a dream about, that was Tiffany's life.
Do you still dream about it?
Yeah, it's always nice when you I had a really nice dream about my mom. You know, just a visit with somebody. And that's what it feels like. It
And
just
you
feels.
could feel your mama in the dream.
Yeah.
Like, feel her a lot.
Yeah, it wasn't like I dreamt that we were cleaning fish together and watching Donahue, you know. It's
Right. Just having tea or something.
it's a visit, like it's an event.
I have a lot of dead people visit me. They're still around in a different way. I mean, you know, it's a hard thing to describe, but yes, they are dead. You can't call them up, but they're alive, you know. Like, even with Tina, I still hear Tina galloping down the hallway with my mom, or like you said, with Tiffany or Dad even. And I do feel them, like you were describing, all the time. It's very comforting. Or you think you see him from the corner of your eye, and always like you did, you know?
For you, was your mom's death as Dick was saying it was the worst?
It was. I cannot believe I lived through my mother's death. I can't believe it.
In what way?
Because I just thought I would just be so, I wouldn't be able to live without her.
Or just without her love.
Without her love,
like,
yeah.
I mean, I think it may be different with other people because they'd say, well, I still have my father's, but I never had that. So when my mother died, it was like,
He was mama's boy.
I'm alone. You know, like, I don't have anybody in my corner, you know, that way. But, I just adored her. Just adored her. And it happened really fast, you know. I mean, she called and said she had cancer, and then 3 months later, she was dead. I feel like my job as a writer is to get the world to love my mother as much as I did. And I don't know why it's so important to me, but I felt like she deserved the world's love. You know?
Were you able to be with her at the end, or?
No.
Mm-mm.
And then she died of pneumonia. They took her to the hospital. She died of pneumonia. She just started chemo. I remember her.
So I am back from my little staycation down.
I'm trying out the Disneyland grilled cheese.
I'm going to show you step by step how to make the most amazing grilled cheese. Guys, I know it's called a grilled cheese, but you don't have good bread to back it up. Sourdough bread is the best for this eating pie. See all those holes in there? Those are peppers.
He's hiding from the bananas.
Side, bread, nice. Now we toast down meat and throw it in. Do that. Yeah. Check me out. First, sourdough. This is cheddar cheese. It's a fresh cheese. It's the bread I can from. Now I put all the cheese on the bread.
Where is mommy? Found her. Congratulations, you found mommy. How was practice? Good. Why do you keep saying that?
Why not?
Because it's kind of annoying.
You're annoying, but I still keep you around me.
I'm not annoying.
Well, you say you're not. Just like I say, I'm not annoying too. Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have sandwiches and soup. Yeah. That's cool with you?
How was practice?
How's practice today? Oh, man.
Is that you washing that?
No, I'm just doing that.